Good afternoon, good morning, good night, or good evening from wherever everyone you are listening. Good morning, good night, or good evening from wherever you are listening. Good morning, good night, or good evening from wherever you are listening. So, I greet you all. I welcome you all to today's section, everyone. It's another Aurora mission section for the month of March. I welcome you all to today's section. I welcome you. Welcome to the mission section, Aurora section. I welcome you. The Aurora section, the Aurora is a journey connecting the sun and the earth together. There is a connection between the sun and the earth. That means the planet, sun, and the earth, whereby the sun releases some part of its energy, which is some particles, to the earth, and traveling from the sun to the earth, these particles from a kind of some beautiful color, which is called the Aurora, in some part of the world. These particles and how this actually comes to place is by the particles being released from the sun meets the magnetic field of the earth, so it turns to a beautiful color, and this beautiful color is called the Aurora, or the North Pole, or the North in some certain part of the world. A beautiful color, and this beautiful. So I believe, sorry please, or the North Pole, or the North in some certain part of the world. So I believe, sorry please, or the North Pole, or the North in some certain part of the world. So I believe, sorry please, or the North Pole, or the North in some certain part of the world. So I believe, sorry. This color was so beautiful to people, was so emanating, it was so glorious, and then people want to be seeing this color every now and then. So this is what everyone now call the Aurora. So it comes so emanating, it comes glorious, and whenever it shows up in the cloud, people want to see the beauty, want to see the glory. And this also happens to the life of every man, because you are a glory, because your source have made you to become the glory of something. So welcome to Aurora mission, where you need to initiate your capacity on earth. Welcome to Aurora mission, where you receive the capacity to initiate your first mission on earth. So this is not any motivational show. Is a personal development mission, whereby it is called personal development because you have to personally participate to becoming that glory, because there is a glory in you already. But if you did not participate so well in it, you might actually be found walking up and down the earth without being fulfilling anything or being valuable. So this mission is actually to shape you and prepare you to serve, prepare you to initiate that mission that you are sent here on earth to do. So you have to personally develop yourself. You have to practice all those things and let it come into you. So for the sake of those that are online, I believe you can hear me clearly. So if you cannot, let us know in the comment section, and then make sure you tell me something about what you want me to know in the comment section. You can use any emoji, share with your friends, let them also join, and come on, let's have a quality time together today with the few time that we are going to be using with ourselves today. So join in, tune in, comment, share, like, and do everything you have to do to make this section a very quality one with you and with everyone around you. All right, everyone, I will apologize at first for what happened last month. We have election in Nigeria, and then we couldn't do our section last month, the election, so we have to fulfill righteousness. So that is why we skipped last month, and then I apologize because we did not give any notice to anyone. So receive our apology. But the section we had in January, where we used to begin the year fully, we had themed the prevailing attitude. So, and I remember we discussed about many things that we need to do when it comes to prevailing attitude, which means that we need to serve. You serve by leading. You serve by leading. You need to serve. You lead by serving, and serving by leading. You lead by serving, and serving by leading. But everything about service is that what do you have from your inside out? What are the things? What are the value? What are the things that is coming through your soul? What are the ideas? What are your thoughts? What are the thinking? What are those things that when people see? What are those services that you render that makes you lead accurately and make you lead excellently? So these are the things whereby we are actually dealing with, because you have to formulate the attitude of a leader. And what happens to a leader? A leader is a servant. So the more you serve, the more you become great. So serve. So, but how do you serve? How do you actually serve if you don't have the attitude of a servant? A servant serve until the end. And we've seen many great people use this model. They serve people, and then they become so great. They become so genius. And then you read about them. So how possible? How will you now become that servant that serve, that others can see the light even in that darkness? So today, I just need to just rush a bit to where we stop, so that we can begin and have a quality time together. So share with your friends, share with your enemy, share with everyone that you want them to be here today. Imagination. The theme for today: imagination. And if you check our flyer very well, we actually deal and subtitle it as imagination is the womb which you hatch possibility. Imagination is the womb which you hatch possibility, which you give birth to possibility. Many of you know the story of a chicken. For example, a chicken, whenever a chicken have an egg, there is a way it's going to lay upon it for days. So after some days, it hatch it by itself. The small chicks, what do they call those small chickens? Chicks. Those chicks start coming out. Are you getting me? So there is a place whereby you carry the womb, and then there is a place of hatching it, of birthing this possibility. So today, this is what we are actually dealing on: imagination. what do we terms or how can we say imagination? Because imagination is what we call the imagination. The image nation. everybody. We're actually sorry, we have some sound issue in the background, and I believe that you are with us. Yes, for that. So what am I saying about the imaginations? Some of us, when we have imaginations, we have things going through our mind. Some of us, we have a lot of things like I want to become a doctor, I want to become a scientist, I want to become a lawyer, I want to become so and so while we are young. But you know what happened during those times? Some of our parents actually cut us short of those dreams. So that means imagination are the kind of image that is going through your mind. You know, I need to help us understand these words very well, because many of us just think imaginations are just some kind of ideas, but yet imaginations can be the best thing that can change your life. Might be the best idea that you have that will change your life forever, but because you are not so intentional about it, you lose the touch. You lose absolutely everything. So what now happened? What make us lose this touch? What make us lose those kind of imaginations from our mind? I will always say it that we have unbelieving believer. Unbelieving believer. Come to think of it, many of you have some kind of idea that is the best idea that you can have for your life, but at some point, most of our African parents, they used to do these things a lot. I remember when I was small, I used to tell my parents, I want to become an engineer. I want to become so many of us have those kind of zeal, those kind of life. But at some point in life, some of our parents, I'm not talking down on them, but I'm trying to let us see the root foundation of how we have chosen the wrong imaginations for our life, and then we have now grown to know how to struggle before we can attain success, before we can attain some certain height in life. Why will it be that? And this is what we are actually doing today. So the imagination in yourself is that you create a kind of image. The Bible says that, and God created man in his own image and after his likeness. So he has created a place of operation for you, which is the head. He now said, okay, the next thing I need to do is I should create somebody in a representation of me in this state, in this location, so that he can nurture, he can gather, he can do almost everything I used to do. Are you following, everybody? Are you following, everybody? But at some point, unbelieving believer came into place. The best thing that used to happen then in the creation of things in the beginning is that men fellowship with God. Men do relationship with God. Men used to talk with God, do a lot of things with God. But when the unbelieving came, they touched the knowledge. They touched the fruits of good, of evil, and of knowledge. And what happened? They began the unbelieving believers started from there. So what God told them, they started manipulating things. Are you following, everybody? They started manipulating things, and things started falling out of hand. And this is what we have in our world today. Some of the greatest idea that you best know
Why would there be that?
are available to you. Are available to you. Now, do you know what happened to unbelieving believer in your imagination? What really happened to an unbelieving believer is that an unbelieving believer is a double-minded person. Is a double-minded person, unstable. Unstable person. And this is why we have errors in our life today. This beautiful idea, this beautiful everything, but at some point in life you become unbelieving believer. What I mean, I'm not talking about the Christendom believer, I'm not talking about the religiosity believer, I'm talking about your ideas. I'm talking about all those ideas that you have. What happened? All those ideas that you have, all those imaginations of things. Some of you said, I want to build a car. I want to build this thing. In our African nation, we have beautiful young people with this kind of idea. But the economy, the government, the structure, the system, many things, they're like, this is an excuse for me. This is the excuse that I have in my imagination. But during your imagination, you don't have any obstacle. You can see the end from the beginning. Are you getting it now? You can see the end from the beginning. For example, you had a dream, you had a vision. And I built this car this way. And I have one person that make tire for me. And I see one guy that creates steering for me. And then we couple everything together and we name it Toluwanemi Cars. We name it Ayos Motors. And that motor carrying my name. Everybody is now driving everywhere in the world. I am now happy that I create something. In those imagination, you did not see any obstacle. Are you following? No obstacle. Nothing came. What now came? What happened? So when you now come to the real world, because of many informations that are now available to us in this generation, you search for how to make a car. You now saw somebody, he said how to make a car is like this. Another person said how to make a car is like this. Another person said how to make a car is like this. Another person said how to make a car is like this. You are now confused. And I say, let me drop this idea, Jari. It's rubbish. Because of information now available to you, informations now scatter your head. So instead of it to stay true to it, what happened in the beginning? This same issue was what happened to the children of Israelites in the scriptures. Egypt is bad. They are enslaving us. We are in slavery. This pain is much. This thing is much. All those things. Then they prayed, and God heard their prayer. So what now happened next? God raised up somebody. He raised up somebody. Who is that person? It's Tamara. And these people are stiff-necked people. That means they are very stubborn. Very, very stubborn. And what made Moses now become the leader that will lead the children of Israelites out of Egypt? Why? Because Moses was raised. Moses was to become the leader right from time. There's a prophecy upon his life, and many people already did not know that every man on earth has something upon them to be fulfilled on earth. So the children of Israelites now, fast forward to the story. Moses, who was not competent as a leader, now became the leader. You now know all of them to move. They think moving out of Egypt will just, be smooth to Israel, to Canaan land, to their promised land, instantly, just to move and, go there. But they don't know that everything has time. There is time for everything. I hope I'm not moving too fast. There is time for everything on earth. Listen to me. A double-minded person is an unstable person. A double mindset, a double-minded life, a double-minded ideas will never attain to anything. You will keep having information available to you. You will not see the end from the beginning. When you are double-minded, when you have too many things, this is where you are supposed to go. This is the right order. This is the right process for you to make a car. But all you need to do is that stay to the course and chart the course of your life. But because you did not believe so well in this your study that you found out about making a car, you are now looking at how this person make his own. What make Tesla different from other cars? It can drive itself. You can tell it where you are going, then it drive itself. Before you get accidents, you have some kind of all those precautions that they have in his body, so you cannot have an accident anyhow. So what made Toyota different from Lexus? So somebody say, no, this is how everybody are going about making a car, but this is where I'm going. This is my difference. I will be stable here. Imaginations. Your imaginations may be very powerful. This thing you create now becomes the image that you also create. Okay, let's be going gradually. Let me use an example of a pregnant woman. Before a pregnant woman can become pregnant, she has to have the womb to carry the seed that enter through to her. Yes or no? So during this time, the lifespan of every pregnant woman to give birth is 9 months, and some weeks if possible. But during these 9 months, there are stages, there are process before they can give birth. You are now pregnant and you say you are not going to eat well. What will happen? Is that you kill yourself or the baby? You say you want to fast for 9 months. What happened? You are killing and damaging the baby or yourself. How do you now arch that possibility of the womb of the baby you are carrying? How do you give birth to that imagination? All those ideas, you see wealthy people, I will be wealthy by mouth. I will be rich by mouth. I will create this thing by mouth. There is time for everything. So these are the things that children of Israel did not understand why they are moving out of Egypt to their Canaan land, to their promised land. They thought everything would just go Siriri Iserewe. We'll just go express. Siriri Serewe. But at some point, instead of them to move for 40 days alone, they work for 40 years. Look at this. The journey of 40 days turning to 40 years. Why? Because there is process to things. You don't just jump, so that you understand that when you are getting to the next level, you have to have the scar to be able to explain to others that this is the scar that you have. If you are going the wrong way, don't go there. This is where I'm going. This is the right way to follow. Are you following? So a double-minded person, and this is what the children of Israel have. What did they have? Double mind. Today they will say today they will murmur about something. Tomorrow they will carry Moses. Moses will carry you from head to toe. You will fall down. We smash you on the ground. We do WWE and do our SmackDown for you. Moses, better go and tell your God, we are tired of this food. We are tired of this. Let me tell you something. On your way up, you will stay at one point. You have to sit down. Even though it's one food that you are eating for 1 year. So Father, you are focused in your imagination. That means in that imagination, you will pass through that wilderness. There is no how. Are you following? Are you following? Am I making sense? So, how do you now form that possibility from you? How do you now see that end from the beginning? So how do you now know that the imagination and the thought of your heart are of good and not of evil? I have many things I wrote down here, and I want you to actually understand these things. Even while you are formulating things from your brain, you are seeing those beautiful agenda. You are seeing those beautiful visions of how you have to make many things come to. You have to create things from you. You have to create things from you. Even while you are doing that, you have to be resourceful. You have to be resourceful. Let me tell you, resourceful is not the issue. Resource is not the issue, but resourcefulness is the issue. And what's resourcefulness? Resourcefulness is actually the quality of being able to cope with different situations. Resourcefulness is the quality of being able to cope with different situations. How do you, when you are in pain, and you can see that you have to get to your destination, or you have to get to, your promised land. In your imagination, you must get to your destination physically, and you are in pain, but you are there. You are still solving that problem. Listen to me. Many of our parents have been able to cause problem. Our forefathers have caused problem, and the result of the life of my parents is what you are seeing in my life today. The result of the problems in the life of my forefathers and my family is what you are seeing in me today. And Bible says something. It said a good father leave an inheritance for his children. How will he's not listening? He leave inheritance for his children's. That means my own children and the ones my children were going to born. Me myself as a father, if I'm good enough, I have to leave that inheritance for them. I have to leave some inheritance where they inherit from me, not from my children alone, but my children's children. That means that can make me a good father. So the result of the inheritance that my parents and my forefathers left for them, and my grandpa and my grandma left for them, is the result of what you are seeing in my life. Are you following? Are you following, everybody? So, and Bible says something. It said that, I'm using Bible today so that we can get quality information. It said was evil continually in Genesis. It was evil continually. And God now he saw that what the men that he created on earth, that they are performing wickedness instead of good, instead of righteousness. They are performing wickedness. Not just ordinary wickedness, and that wickedness now becomes so great. And what is the term great? Term great actually in the English word, in the English dictionary, actually means abundantly. Something that is abundantly in quantity. Abundant in quantity. That means wickedness is, instead of abundant in righteousness, it was abundant in wickedness. You now see those two things now. So the unbelieving believer will always cause wickedness, and Bible says when the righteous rule, people do what? Rejoice. And when the wicked rule, people do what? They murmur. And that is what happened during the life of the children of Israel, that all they do is that murmur. God, this one is not good. They shall complain, until the leader mistakenly and angrily use what? His rod. Instead of touch, did smack it on the rock, and it's all for them. So the imaginations, the wickedness of man, the imagination of a heart must not be so much so wicked that even what you are trying to do will bring wickedness. Let me tell you, the problems we are facing in our nation, Nigeria, today is because our leaders are too wicked in their imagination, and that is the result of what we are seeing now. Do you get this now? That is the result of what we are seeing now. And God saw that wickedness was great in the head, and every imagination of the thoughts, the thinking, things that you now know. So the issues now is not that we don't have resources. Resources in the terms that God now said, okay, I have created everything, but whatever you name everything I created is it. So when Adam now said, this is a line, this is a chair, we call it chair. If this is this plank was gotten from a tree, right, Abby? And a tree was gotten from what's it called now? A paper. They make this paper from a tree, yes or no? Listen for good. The imagination. We are talking about the imagination of your heart. The reason why we remain so small is that we are the result of the thought that we think every day by day. I have been telling you this. Every now and then. You are the thoughts. You are the result of the thoughts of your everyday life. So the next thing is now that what now happened? So our forefathers has now left an inheritance that did not suit us and that did not suit our life. You know what happened? Why we always have the poor on earth will be forever, because of our thoughts, because of our thinking. Are you following? So instead of you to carry the womb of possibility, of good possibility, don't carry the wrong possibility. So I hope you can understand what I'm saying. So if at the beginning of the world, what happened? Are you listening? What happened is that, listen for good. God came and see that everywhere was full of darkness. Abi? So the next thing that needs to happen was what? The Spirit of Lord was hovering, was walking, was hovering all around. Use me. I have the power. I have the strength. Just speak your word. Just speak something and something will happen. And what happened? He said, let there be light. And there was what? There was light. And he separated light out of darkness. The gist. You get the gist? Now listen to this. I want you to write this out. Imagination quotes. Imagination quotes. He now said, imagination is the beginning of creation. Imagination is the beginning of creation. Imagination is the beginning of creation. And God created the heavens and the earth. Why? And God created the heavens and the earth. So in that imagination, can you let everything that is coming out of your heart, coming out of your brain, be the kind of imagination that can be that you can leave an inheritance for your children? Are you following, everybody? Are you following? I want to make sure that we have a good time together. So I see I like 1 hour now. So your unstable mind. I repeat. Imagination is the beginning of creation. Imagination is the beginning of creation. Now look at what happened to the children of Israelites. When they are leaving, when they are going, what happened? What happened? As they are leaving Egypt, they have forgotten that somebody has helped them scale through the sea, the Red Sea, by delivering them from the hand of Pharaoh and his chariots and his soldiers. They have forgotten that the power is there. Now, there is something I want to open your eyes to. There's something I want to open your eyes to. I think in Ephesians or Philippians, he talked about, he said, now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all things we ask or think. Exceeding abundantly Sorry. We are getting better every day. So, where I stop, there is a power called dunamis in you already. There is a power called dunamis in you already. And if in your imagination is that you have to create something in your lifetime, look at the likes of what if the imagination of the likes of Dangote was for evil? Do you know where we'll be? We might even be importing our cement right now. We might even be importing all those things that it did or that it does. If not for the like of Bill Gates, the world must be using all those that large computer was a mainframe computer also that you have to kill until the person using it finishes. You have to kill. You don't know if the person might use a day, but you kill there. Look at the likes of Elon Musk. Look at the likes of Mark Zuckerberg. Look at the likes of the African heroes, those you call heroes. Look at the likes of Nikola Tesla. Come on. All these beautiful scientists, all these beautiful geniuses, they release some geniuses out of their life. Let me tell you something. The reason why I'm talking to you about our parents, our forefathers' issues is that they stop at the problem. The reason why my father remained that way, the reason why my mother remained that way, the reason why your parents remained that way was that there was a problem that was not fixed from their own parents. That means my grandfather and my grandmother. What am I saying? The essence is that I have taught you this every time. In mathematics, there are some answers that there are some answers that stop at so infinity. Yes or no? That means there is still a problem that can be solved at that place. That means you can take your own solution from a problem that is not yet been solved. But that means you have to follow the pattern of there is a pattern left for you. Listen very well to this. I'll give you another illustration of this from the scriptures. In the book, can I remember? 2 Chronicles also. Yes. When David wanted to hand over to Solomon, what happened? David actually wanted to build the temple for the Lord, but he was not given the privilege to do it. So it was his son Solomon that was supposed to do it, but David asked the pattern of how he wants to build. So he laid down the foundation and gave the pattern to Solomon, his son, to continue. And Solomon built all this temple, and it was written of him that he was the one that built the temple. Now, what I'm trying to say is that where my parents stopped at, where they don't have the strength anymore, where they can't use the power in them anymore, do you know what? The more you grow, the more the idea that you have that you did not initiate will keep dying. What did I say? The more you grow, the more your idea that you have that you did not initiate will keep dying. Are you following? So there was a problem here. Let me stop here first. Let me give you my personal experiences. When I was done with my apprenticeship at Ikeja with my IT training, I went to do a salary job. And in my imagination, I was like, if I start receiving that salary, I will become rich. Look at what I receive. as my wages, 18k as a then. That was about 10 years ago or so. 18k as a then. Are we okay with the sound? $18k. The day I went for interview, I was so sad when I had this amount. Why? Ask me why. Ask me why. The reason is that I was staying in Ogun State. I was still living with my parents then. And my office is at Shomolu. How many of you know Shomolu here? Inside Lagos. And I have to get to work by 8 a.m. in the morning and close by 6 or 5. I can't remember that we close anymore. I think 6. I have to go back home. I was so happy, but I continued. My father even encouraged me to go. Why? Because there was a problem where they stopped. They can't continue to venture for me anymore. They can't continue. I have to fend for myself now. So whatever comes my way, I receive them with joy. Even though it is pain, I receive them with joy. So when your parents stop, please, if it is a problem that your parents leave behind, don't blame them. It is what? The kind of initiative they also receive. You cannot blame them. So now that you are now hearing the truth, that you now know the truth, if you know the truth and you not work with the truth, the truth will work against you. When you know the truth will do what? Set you free. So how will you receive your freedom? So where they stop, think about how to continue, so that you will not end, so that you also will not be the problem at this junction. Are you following? There is a problem already at hand, and mathematics said that they have solved their own problem to this place. You also don't live your life to add to the problem. Don't add to it. You have to find the solution to this problem by solving it because of your children's children. Because you have to leave a good inheritance. Bible said a good man, not a bad man. And do you know that there can be an evil man also that can leave inheritance for his children? In the case of our Nigerian politics, of the African politics, you see how they are driving us up and down. So what am I going? What I was saying is that there is a power already. So the more you use that power effectiveness, the more you use this power effectively in your life, will give us the result and the exceeding abundance that you are going to have. You can have abundance in an evil way. Abundance means great. And I was telling you the other time, I said God now saw that the wickedness of man was great. So that means you can do wickedness and then it can be great also. Do you get it now, everyone? So this is it. This is the logic. So the number two imagination quote that I'm going to give you. Number 2 is, imagination is the eyes of the soul. Imagination is the eye of the soul. Above all things, I wish you prosper. Thou mayest prosper, and even as thy soul prosper. Above all things, that power wants you to prosper. But something must come from your inside out. Something must be revealed from your inside out. Above all things. So in your imagination, are they not deceitful? Are they not deceitful? Listen to me, everyone. There is time for everything, yes. And your decision, you have to make decisions that will change your life forever. The children of Israel, they make decisions that will change. Bill Gates makes a decision that changes his life forever. Buhari make the decision that changes life forever. So you have to make a decision that will change your imagination to become your imagination. That in your own little way, you are able to create after your kind in your own world. In your own world. But the truth is that don't be like the children of Israel, whereby you are going to have to journey for just 40 days and turn into 40 years. Yes, it might be possible that when you say, I'm going to achieve everything I want to achieve on earth, just give me 10 years. No matter how long it's going to take me, I will. Yes, I'm telling you, do not waste your time. Because there is time for everything. There is time for you to cry. There is time for you to laugh. There is time for you to suffer. And there is time for you to enjoy. There is time for you to be fulfilled. And there is time for you to look unfulfilled. Things will actually not go right at some point. But you have to be resourceful enough to make sure that you overcome that season, because it is your resourcefulness. What happened? He said that they ate manna every day by day, and they said that manna has tired them. They don't want it anymore, and he provided them that thing. He even sent cloud to direct them, the children of Israelites. So when you are eating your manna, eat it with joy. When you are eating only one food, eat it with joy. Have it in your mind that you are going to a place of achieving your possibilities. You want to bet that possibilities. The imagination is that you can create a possibility in a nation. You can continue, let me tell you this thing. It is not that, I want to preach, don't let me preach. We are not in church. But don't let it be that the cross that you are going to carry will still be the cross that your parents are supposed to have died from or to have carried for you. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Is that they have stopped one place. Our forefathers have stopped in a place. Can you continue and be the good man that will leave inheritance? The inheritance that they left for me is the result of what you are seeing in my life. If my parents are successful enough, I might not be doing this. I might channel it to another place. So when I saw the Aurora, when I saw the vision of Aurora, it is so glorious. It is so great. You are there now. You are listening now because I took the action. Because of the decision I take. That's why you are listening to what I'm saying now. Because I saw the visions. I saw the idea about behind the Aurora mission. Are you following? So make the decision that will change your life forever. That will change absolutely everything. That power is in you. You can't let that power leave. You can't let that power die. Because it is there, hovering over those darknesses, over those wrong ideas that you have. You say, choose me, I am the truth. I can give you life. I can give you everything. Choose me. Use me effectively. I can do this. Be stable. Just be stable in your mind. There is some place. I wrote something in this book. I'm not there yet. Write out this question. Write out this question. Is there some kind of force from within? Is there some kind of force from within? Is there some kind of force from within that makes all living things grow? That makes all living things grow and transform themselves? Is there some kind of force from within that makes all living things grow and transform themselves? Question mark. Continuation, comma, coming from any background. even coming from any background, is there any force? That force is this dunamis, power that works in you. Is there any force? Is there any force? Any kind of force from within that makes every living things? If they say every living things you are part, grow and transform themselves. And the journey in life is that you get to a place whereby you have to work on your transformation. You have to work on your personal development. You have to work from your inside out. Everything that you are doing must speak that you are going somewhere. You have an imagination. There is a journey yonder. There is a journey yonder to the promised land. There is a journey yonder to the promised land. Now, you can subtitle this the hidden force. The hidden force. The hidden force. You get the mind and quality of brain that you deserve through your actions in life. You get the mind and quality of brain that you deserve through your actions in life. I found this out in the book of Philippians chapter 3 verse 15. It said, let this mind be minded. I believe I can remember very well. That when you walk onto perfect, when you want to be perfect, you have to be conscious of everything that happens to you. You have to be intentional about many things. You have to be intentional about many things. If you are not intentional, this imagination will fade away. Why do you say, my small baby, I'm monitoring all his steps. I'm monitoring everything, and I'm jotting them down. That this is what this guy, as small as he is, this is what he wanted to do. My small boy might see this thing, and you take it out of that place and put it in another place. He will still want to go there. That means it's focus. Anything you want to achieve, you achieve it. Do you get me now? And I'm going to use that to training. Yesterday, I was not at home. My wife said he fall down from the chair. I said, yes, that's fine. No, are you getting me, everyone? So those things, our parents did not take cognizance of it. But yet, they are like, Tom, about to pay 20 years old. Your age right now, add 10 years to it. Use that 10 years to imagine the possibilities. Add those possibilities now. Be thinking of how you are going to act it. When you find yourself among kings, among big men, amongst men of stature on earth, won't you be ashamed of the things that you did not do while you have the time to do them? Won't you be ashamed? I'm telling you, don't joke with your life. This life that you come, everything is possible. You don't have any limit to anything. You can achieve anything achievable. You can imagine things that can be possible. Don't be restricted to any government. Don't be restricted to any happenings, any wrong system of government in your nation. Government do not stop you from becoming who you want to become. Cannot stop you from acting those possibilities out. Is it not in this nation that we have the likes of Stephen Akintayo? Is it not in this nation we have the likes of Babayi Adeboye? Is it not in this nation that we have? Is it not in this world that we have people like Bill Gates? Why? How do they do that? I've read about Bill Gates' history, and I see that his parents have a lot of impact in his life. Your own parents, what kind of impact do they have in your life? My own parents, what kind of impact do they have in my life? So I am the result of what they have embedded in me, of their trainings, of where they stop, of the problem they also solved from their forefathers. I can tell you, my own parents still stop at where their own forefathers stopped. But something different. My father was a born again. Something changed. That word alone, when I saw it, I give glory to God. Thank you, Jesus. And my father was saved. And this gave me this truth. This gave me the urge to be doing all the things I'm doing. You get it now? Being poor doesn't mean that I can be poor forever. No. It's a wrong thing. It's wrong thinking. It's wrong imagination. When he said, I have given you dominion over things. Come on. So when he now gave you things, so if the person that make this marker said this is, I want to call it pen, we also will call it pen. Yes or no? But it is because the person that make it said this is marker, and that is what I will name it, and that is what everybody call it. If this person said this is a pen, that is the name we will be calling it up to now. And name a pen a marker, that's what we'll be calling it. So name anything nameable. You are born in the image, and that image you can also born an image to you. The man that created Bob, how many times did he try? 99 times. 99. How many times have you tried? That imagination, that thing you are thinking, have you tried more than 2 times? This thing cannot work. I've lost millions of money. I've lost many things. Many things have happened. But yet, I keep on digging. I keep on digging. So in your lifetime, there is time for everything. Don't be a double-minded person. Don't be a double-minded believer in that idea. No, it cannot work that way. Be stable. What did I say? Be stable. Be stable. Believe it, and it shall come to pass. Believe it, and it shall come to pass. There is a hidden force in you already. You have to mind that force, that power. I might not be bigger than this, but the power in you might be greater than your body. If you put it to work, that's why it doesn't say job, it said work. Power, work it. That means you have to work it out. Work is different from job. You have to work it out. Work it out. Find it out. So there is a problem on ground already. There's a problem in our lineage already. Don't add to it. Instead, solve it. Solve your little part, but make sure that what you are solving will make you a good man that will leave an inheritance for your children. That will leave an inheritance for your children. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. By the renewing of your mind. So if you must prosper, let your soul, because you can see, it is through your soul you see things come to reality. How do you imagine things first? Some of you had the best vision, the best dream that can change your life forever. But because you are not sensitive enough, when you now wake up, what is that dream that I had, safe? If you are not putting this power into effective in your life, for your imaginations, things might not work out. You get it now? So how do you get this? How do you formulate? How do you marry all these things together? Is that your soul prosper first. That means you have to work from your inside out. If you want to help people, you have to help yourself first. Yes or no? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's what he said. You can't love them above yourself as you love yourself. So if you want to help people, help yourself first. Make sure that what you can help them for, you have practiced them. You have imagined the pain. You have gone through the pain. You have gone through the process. And I've told you in this place, if you want to go to the next level, if you want to go to the next floor, what happened? There is the staircase that you must pass, and it's laid in process. So you took a step at a time. Take one step at a time. Take one step at a time. If you jump it, You might receive the grace for speed. Fine. You might receive grace for good speed, which is fine. But take step at a time. Don't lose your wonder. So while I received 18K, I was so happy, but I was still poor. 18K from Ogun State, Okiaro to Shomolu every day. You know how much I spent? I spent more than my salary on transport alone. So what's my gain? I'm just doing. But all those things are learning process. I see them as learning process. I was doing them. I was not happy, but yet I was doing them. But this is the mistake I don't want you to do also. That I'm sharing you with this. So number 3 about the imagination quote. He now said, "What is now proved was once only imagined." But the proof of everything you have seen in every man's life, it was first imagined. The proof of the geniuses that you read about, it was first imagined. The man that did the bulb, it was an imagination. How will we continue to stay on a lantern forever? But he said, let me do this way, and he tried it. Even 7-Up, how many times did they say he tried? He tried many times. Many times. So many times you fall, you have to rise again. When you fall, you rise again. When you fall, you rise again. All those geniuses that we read about, all those Nikola Tesla, Bill Gates, many of them like that, all those big architects, philosophers, many of them, China Achebe, all of them like that. What happened before they can get it right? That imagination was their focus. If I can get this only one right, you can bet many things out of that one that you get right. Let me tell you, what did Dangote get right? My brother, borrow me this money. I will turn this money into many things. What happened? Now, bank are still borrowing money even though you did not want it. Are you getting it now? So for the fact that you are born poor doesn't mean I should be poor. Are you listening to me? You are so small now. Add 10 years to your age. Listen to everything I'm saying. In this place, I'm going to have a beautiful lawyer, a good scientist, a good many people. And that is the aim. That is the aim. We might not be many, but we are many. So you have to be resourceful. Use your resource very well. Use the little that you have very well. Be stable. Don't be an unbelieving believer. You believe, yes. If they say this one today, you believe, yes. If they say this one today, you believe, yes. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Don't lose. What did I say? Don't lose your wonder. So, in 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 3, he now said, chapter 4 verse 5, he said, but be watchful in all things, endure afflictions. Be watchful in all things, endure affliction. Do the work of an evangelist. That means he said that while you have that imagination, look, focus. Because of what? You have in your imagination, you are creating something. Even though you are leveraging on others, if you are partnering with others, you are creating something. Look, don't let your eyes get out of it. What happened to the woman with the issue of blood? He said, if I could just touch it. Many people are there, but let me squeeze myself and touch it, and I will be made whole. Do you get it now? Are you following? So this is it. I'm rounding up now. So I want you to look at them. He now said that in all things be watchful. Don't lose hope. Watch and be vigilant, because the devil is running up and down, seeking who to devour. Be watchful. Be watchful. Endure afflictions. Pain will come. Struggles will come. Endure afflictions. Do the work of an evangelist. Do you know the work of an evangelist in the marketplace? You know this marketing. Those that do marketing, because they will have to convince you to buy their products. So you have to make full proof of your ministry in this. This is the greatest thing you can do. So make full proof of your ministry by yourself, on yourself first, before others can believe in you. This man knows what he's saying now. We can see the tangible results in his life. We can see this result. We can see this result. We can see this one result in his life. Make full proof of your ministry. Work of an evangelist. Market it to yourself first, that you can convince yourself enough that others can even say, do you get it now? So in those your afflictions, you will see many things, but be vigilant, be watchful. Be watchful. So think about the facts. Think about the fact that you are going to the next level. So listen to this also. Lastly, before it is too late, you must find your way to your inclination, exploiting the incredible opportunities of the age you have been born into. Before it is too late, you must find your way to your inclination, exploiting the incredible opportunities. Exploiting the incredible opportunities of the age you have been born into. Of the age you have been born into. Exploiting the incredible opportunities of the age that you have been born into. I've talked about NFT in this place. I've talked about the AI intelligence, robotic in this place. I've talked about many things in this place. Do you now know that this age that we are in, this generation Z, have a lot of information. Information that can make you wealthy in a short time. Information that can make you successful in a short time, but you are too blind to see them. You are too blind to see them. We have the chat GTP or something like that, GPT or something like that now, that can do almost everything for you. What is still your excuse in this age that we are? So make use of them. Make use of them. Exploit the incredible opportunities. These are opportunities available to you. Opportunities are available to you. Leverage on this. Somebody has solved a problem that you have passion into. Leverage on it. Do you know many people that have been wealthy through Facebook alone? Through teaching people on Facebook, YouTube, many of those social medias, TikTok. You know how wealthy people are. Twitter, they leverage on some platforms. Are you ready to leverage? Are you ready to work? There is a problem has been solved, or a problem was there. You can be the solution. You can continue to be the solution. But at this junction of your life, don't be an unbelieving believer. Don't be an unbelieving believer. This is your time to shine. This is your time to rise. This is your time to be exceedingly, abundantly, everything that you think to be achievable through the power that was in Eve. What kind of image do you want to create in your nation? What kind of womb do you want to carry and give birth to? You know what? Everything have time. Is either the baby come alive or it come out dead. But that means that they are pregnant people. People carry babies. People are pregnant of manifesting great things, while some are pregnant of manifesting the bad ones. We will always have poor among us, but please, I beg you in this place, those of you that are listening to me online, don't choose to remain poor. Don't choose to remain poor. Don't choose to remain poor. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame any other person. Don't blame them. It is part of your journey to go through those afflictions, go through all those processes. Don't blame anybody, no matter where you are coming from. Don't ever blame anybody. You understand the problem already. Find a solution. You have the power in you. Find the solution. Be patient, but yet be working. Be patient, but yet be working. In your imagination, what are the things you are seeing? What are the things you see yourself becoming? What do you see yourself do? What are the kind of relationship you found yourself in your imagination? Do you find yourself among great people? Do you find yourself among just poor people? You know what? Poor people will ever remain poor because of what? They cannot see possibility because of their mindset. You have to be reminded of the things, of the thoughts, of anything that you even ask, because it's the power that activates everything you do on earth. So with this today, I hope you are able to be opened that imagination is possible. And this is what we have seen in the life of young people today. Young people are failing to recognize this. They want to become so wealthy without following the process to the wilderness, without eating manna for long. Do you know what happened? Let me give you one last example that comes to my head right now. When Mary had baby Jesus, she went to visit Elizabeth. Do you know what happened? The child in the womb of Elizabeth saw that Mary was pregnant, and then he leaped, he shook, and Elizabeth said, the child in you must be a very good child of Mary. That's what happened. So you must carry the womb of Jesus and visit Elizabeth to show you the proof. You must carry the womb of Jesus and meet Elizabeth to show you the proof that your possibility is possible. What you carry is beyond even your own imagination. You can imagine that you build a chair, but this chair that you build can actually create another form of businesses, form of ideas from it. I'm telling you the truth. It can happen. It is possible. It is possible. Walk by faith, not by sight. By faith. What happened to Abraham? By faith. The Bible even said that by faith in Hebrews, he said that by faith, Sarah carried seed, not Isaac, carried seed. That means Isaac was a seed, not a baby. It was a seed that was planted on the floor, on the ground. So what happened? When you plant a seed, what happened? The seed will first die. And after some days, he resurrected back to life. Look at the story of Jesus Christ. He died and rose up the third day. Died to self. Submit. Go for mentorship. Go for trainings that can reshape you, that can keep you on fire. For those imaginations to happen. These are the things you can do. I'm offering my own little quota to my own generation. I'm offering my own little ideas. I won't call it little because I'm offering my own ideas, let me say it that way, to my own generations, to the people around me, to my territory, to my environment. So what will you do also? That somebody can say someday, what you taught us was what birthed this. I came from this family with no results, but now I have results because of the light you shine through my darkness. Through my darkest moments, I was crying, but you are there to lift me up and say, sir, and say, rise up. You are there to lift me up. You are there to encourage me. You are there to choose me among others. You are there to do many things for me, sacrifice. You are there to speak. You are there. People will see that of you one day. Keep on digging. The reason why you can't fall, you can't stop, because there is a problem on ground already. So don't add to the problem. Don't forget, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. So how do you want to leave an inheritance? Even for your own children first. What you are doing now, can it actually attract giving an inheritance? What kind of inheritance can you give? My father is not dead yet. My parents are not dead yet. But yet, they have left something so glorious for me. The life of Christ. They have shown me this way already. It's now left to me to now use the truth in the life of Christ to bring light inside my life, to bring the hidden force that was there, to bring it and make it come alive in me. So have we been out for some time? Audio just now. Okay, so thank you for spending your time with Vadetayo Network today. And I believe that we are going to practicalize everything that we have been teaching in this place. And by God's grace, we are moving forward. We are going higher and higher. So thank you everybody for joining us today, and have a beautiful afternoon and the rest of the weekend. Enjoy them. Thank you. I love you. Don't forget to share with your friends and all of them. Thank you everyone. Bye for now.